Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to explain a psychological thriller movie called Trader. If you're connected to the stock market or planning to join in the future, this is definitely a movie worth watching. Don't forget to like the video and share your thoughts in the comments. The story begins with a girl named Amanda sitting in a basement, talking on the phone. She pretends to be from a bank's safety department and tricks a man into giving his card details. In reality, Amanda is a scammer who uses stolen credit cards for online shopping and resale. But her ambitions are bigger than these small frauds. One day, while browsing her bank's website, she sees an ad about opening a trading account for financial freedom. Curious, Amanda orders a book to learn about trading. She learns that the stock market is basically a fight between bulls, buyers, and bears, sellers. If you think a stock's price will rise, you buy it and join the bull rally. If you think it will fall, you sell it, taking a bear position. She also learns about candlestick charts, risk management, and how to survive in the market. Eager to learn more, Amanda contacts the book's author, Emily Ross. Amanda asks why the book only focuses on long-term investment and not short-term trading. Emily warns her that day trading is nothing but gambling and that most people fail at it. But Amanda, driven by her desire to get rich quickly, ignores the warning. She downloads a trading app and joins a social media platform called MarketMouth, where traders share ideas. There, she follows an account named Bob the Broker, who posts tutorials on candlestick patterns. Amanda studies them carefully and makes her first trade. But instead of profit, she loses $2,700. Frustrated, she starts writing her daily results on paper, calling herself a loser. After continuous losses, on the 18th day, Amanda finally makes a profit and proudly writes, "Winner," on the paper. Soon, she starts getting small wins regularly, which boosts her confidence. Deciding to take a big step, she plans to short the stock of a pharma company, Delta PAX, whose drug trial results are about to be announced. Amanda predicts the trial will fail, causing the stock to fall. She even posts her trade on MarketMouth under the alias Daisy, saying she has shorted the company's stock. At first, the stock goes up, and Amanda faces huge losses. People on social media mock her. But suddenly, news breaks that the drug trial has failed, and the stock crashes. Amanda moves from loss to profit, finally booking nearly $500. That night, she gets a message from Bob the Broker, complimenting her on the trade. They start chatting, and Amanda reveals that she has only been trading seriously for a month and that this was her first big win. Amanda had always been sharp at spotting patterns. Bob once asked her how she managed to predict that a stock would crash. She explained calmly, "Whenever a pharmaceutical company conducts drug trials, the stock usually rises on hype. But if the results turn out bad, it collapses. I've learned to short such stocks, and today was one of those days." Bob leaned closer and confessed, "Let me tell you something. Technical analysis rarely guarantees success. Markets thrive on greed, fear, and hype. So don't chase hype, create it. When everyone rushes in to buy, that's the time to sell at the top." Amanda absorbed his words. Soon after, she began targeting pharmaceutical companies whose trial results were due. From the dark web, she dug up sensitive details and used fake accounts on MarketMouth to spread selective information. This created a frenzy, drawing more people in, and Amanda quietly sold at the peak. The profits rolled in, and all the while, she remained in constant contact with Bob, sharing her analysis, trading secrets, and sharpening her instincts. Living alone in her basement, Amanda turned it into her command center. She ate there, worked out there, and trained herself to control emotions. Every move she made in the market was deliberate. She was preparing for something bigger. One day, while scanning the list of pharma firms, the name Clean Therapeutics stood out. It struck a chord. Checking the medicine bottle on her table, Amanda realized it was the same company manufacturing the pills she relied on. Curious, she opened their website. The CEO proudly announced that a second-phase trial was about to begin on a new drug for stress-related disorders, insomnia, anxiety, and nervousness. The next morning, heavy rain knocked out power in her area. Amanda missed her chance to enter a trade that day. Furious, She smashed her phone against the wall. When electricity returned after market close, she discovered dozens of angry messages from Bob. They had planned to invest in a particular stock, but Amanda's missed entry cost them dearly. She too was fuming, blaming her luck, and in her rage took one of her pills. But the medicine pushed her into a hedge. She lost control of herself. Hours later, when she woke, she was horrified. Blood dripped from her hand. A knife lay nearby, and strange arrow marks covered the wall. On a crumpled sheet, written in her own shaky handwriting, were the words, "Find John Hamilton." Amanda realized that even in her altered state, she had been digging into clean therapeutics. Determined, she researched the name. Dozens of results appeared, but one headline caught her eye. Army soldier John Hamilton, 25, killed in a police encounter. Reports claimed he had a mental breakdown, but his family insisted otherwise. His mother swore he never had any psychiatric history. His brother told the press, "My brother was not insane." Something didn't add up. Amanda suspected John's death was linked to the company's drug trial. She hacked deeper into dark web records and found a confidential list of about 200 test subjects. There it was, John Hamilton's name. Clean Therapeutics had tested their drug on him. Even more shocking, Amanda remembered a press release from the company bragging about testing on military personnel. John had been one of them. Excited, Amanda tracked down John's mother and called her. The grieving woman broke down. "My son came home on leave, trembling, unable to sleep. He said the sounds of bombs and gunfire haunted him, even in silence. Then one day, the police knocked at my door and told me he had caused a disturbance at a mall. Before he could defend himself, they shot him dead. A pharmaceutical company stole my son from me." Amanda saw her chance. She also called John's brother, Jake, and stoked his fury against Clean Therapeutics, pushing him toward revenge. Meanwhile, Amanda mapped out every detail of Clean Therapeutics' head office, its building, its lobby, even emergency exits. She called Bob in the middle of the night. "The results of Clean Therapeutics trials are coming soon," she said. Bob asked the inevitable question, "Will the stock rise or crash?" On her desk, Amanda had already marked down on a sheet of paper. But to Bob, she lied. "It'll go up. I even got a leaked copy of the trial results. I've sent them to you." Bob, convinced, asked when the results would be announced. "Friday," Amanda replied smoothly. "And if I'm right, will you talk to your boss about me?" Bob agreed instantly. When markets opened on Monday, Clean Therapeutics stock began to soar, $25, $27, climbing fast. Bob called, thrilled. "At your word, we invested $1 million into Clean Therapeutics today. I even told my boss the tip came from you. He wants to meet you next week." Seizing the moment, Amanda called Creative Capital, Bob's firm, and was transferred to the man himself, Mr. Cold. Cold's voice was sharp. "What do you want?" Amanda replied calmly, "Robert Webb, also known as Bob the Broker, works for you. He acted on a tip I gave him to buy Clean Therapeutics." "Isn't that true?" Cold confirmed. "Yes. He is my employee. But who are you, and what proof do you have?" Amanda smirked. "I knew Bob wouldn't give me credit. But remember the last quarter, when your firm booked massive profits? That was because of me. I'm the reason you won. And now, I want what Bob has, his position in your company." Cold hesitated, then asked, "Did Bob give me the trial results you sent him?" Amanda said, "Yes. And based on those results, you must feel confident the stock will soar on Friday. The stock climbs to $50. Amanda then asks Cold, "What if I say it will crash to $3 after hitting $50? Cold replies, "That means a 90% fall. But how can you be so sure?" Amanda simply says, "Because I know." Cold insists, "I trust my firm and my people. I'll stay long on Clean Therapeutics." Amanda responds, "Fine. If I'm right, call me Friday at 4 p.m., and hangs up. On Friday morning, Clean Therapeutics sells shares at $29. By 9:30, the market opens. Soon, John Hamilton's mother appears on TV, claiming her son died in a clinical trial by the same company. The news spreads like wildfire. Amanda calls John's brother, Jake, asking him to collect a package. Inside, he finds a weapon. She instructs him to head to the company's head office, where the CEO is about to give a statement. At 12:30, the CEO denies all allegations, saying John was never part of their trials and threatens legal action against false claims. Meanwhile, Jake sneaks into the building. Amanda guides him to the 7th floor, telling him, "The men responsible for your brother's death are in the conference room. You know what to do." Moments later, gunshots erupt. Jake storms the room and shoots down the board members. The shocking news spreads fast, and the company's stock price keeps plunging. Bob calls Amanda, panicked. She reminds him, "You once told me, sometimes you must start the fire yourself to escape the flames. Now's the time to sell." Bob accuses her, but she coldly says goodbye and cuts the call. By 4 p.m., the stock crashes to $3. Amanda looks at her massive profit, tears well up, but they turn into laughter. She had won. Just then, Mr. Cold calls. "You proved me wrong. Because of you, I lost $5 million, but what if I tell you, you can recover it for me by next Friday?" He offers Amanda a higher position in his company and invites her to his office Monday morning. Amanda, sitting among papers filled with her notes, burns everything and walks out of her basement. And that's how the movie ends. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you with another thrilling story.